Oh, hi, welcome back, and also hello, Ranger Nation. So this is basically going up on both channels, Airlim and also Oh Hi Mark, and I kind of really wanted to talk briefly about this. So we know the other day, I've got to admit, this is something that I know where the tweet is. I know exactly what happened and what was said. So I'll give my kind of thoughts in on this one. But Toei serves multiple fan subs groups with a cease and desist, orders Kamen Rider and Super Sentai releases. So this is over it. So this is a big thing. So let's kind of talk about it. If you're new to the channel on Oh Hi Mark, Super Sentai and Kamen Rider are basically the original sources for both Master Rider back in the day as well as Power Rangers. You'll pretty much see them all the time, and it's quite big in the community, Power Ranger community, as well as Tokusatsu and stuff like this. So, the future of Kamen Rider and Super Sentai. No. So this is from Bounding Into Comics, and they say the future of Kamen Rider and Super Sentai outside of Japan has recently been thrown into jeopardy as a number of fan groups responsible for producing subtitle releases of two of Tokusatsu series have received official cease and desist orders from Toei, with a prompt media production company demanding each representative group immediately remove or disable access to all their content. And before we jump off the bat, fair dues, like I understand that that obviously Toei wants to protect their kind of property. I have feelings, and I kind of really want to talk about this a little bit more in depth at the very end. So, basically, it says here, throughout the history, Kamen Rider and Super Sentai's Toei's attitude towards providing international support for the two franchises have been, to say the least, reluctant, as Toei has been extremely hesitant to offer to officially license either series for a worldwide release outside of Japan, and particularly the West. After agreeing to let the United States produce their own adaptations of each series in the form of Power Rangers and its short-lived Master Rider spin-off, both of which share only concepts and footage with the Japanese counterparts. Toei all but abandoned the West as a market for their Tokusatsu franchises. And this one here is from, I love it. If you've ever seen Akiba Ranger, go watch it, because this is absolutely fantastic. Okay. As such, no Super Sentai series saw an official release until 2014, when Shout Factory relicensed Koryu Sentai Zyuranger on DVD in the United States, and that was kind of a cool thing. I kind of wish we got it over here. We got Mighty Morphing and some Power Ranger stuff, but I would have loved to have seen Super Sentai over here. I think that would be kind of cool. I wish manga had the ability to distribute these, because I would have bought them straight away. Yet, while this agreement was met with open arms by Western fans, the resulting release schedule further reinforced Toei's independence towards the West, as 2021, 7 years into the licensing agreement with Toei, Shout Factory has thus far only produced collectors of 12 non-consensual constructural Super Sentai series out of the franchise's roughly 45 entries. The most recent one being capable of the 2002 Nippon Sentai Hurricaneer. The situation is even more dire when Kamen Rider is concerned. Aside from the founded Master Rider adaptation, only two other pieces of actual Kamen Rider media was released in the West: Kamen Rider Dragon Knight, an American adaptation of Kamen Rider Ryuku, and Kamen Rider Amazons, whose widespread release only occurred due to the series being released exclusively on Amazon Video, so I might check that out on Amazon Prime. Furthermore, unlike Super Sentai, Kamen Rider has no Western home video releases. While taken all together, the situations surrounding Super Sentai and Kamen Rider made legal consumption, damn it, for those franchises by non-Japanese speaking, but all impossible. In the light of impossibility and popularity of both series across the globe, the early 2000s saw the emergence of numerous fan-subbing groups. Some of them began producing translated subtitles for each new Super Sentai and Kamen Rider series. Over time, these groups grew in popularity and reach, with many eventually becoming de facto release sources for each of the Tokusatsu series of Japan, subsequently opening up the franchise for an even wider fan base. Again, not good at reading at times. However, following the recent changes made to various aspects of Japan's copyright laws, it seems this era of international fandom may be coming to a close. On May 13th, TV Nippon admin I cannot say your surname, your username. I'm so sorry. Whose site was one of the most predominant designations for sub-releases of various tokusatsu series, announced they have received an official notice of copyright infringement from Toei regarding their work for the Super Sentai and Kamen Rider. According to the letter shared by Toei, took issue with how TV Nippon linked users to torrents containing materials which infringe our copyright, i.e. subtitle releases of Super Sentai, Kamen Rider, and requested that you immediately remove or disable all access to all these links to the subtitle releases. So this is basically just says, it is basically saying in all good faith, we know that you have got this and we want you to stop this and take it down, right now. And Fedu is like, there's, you don't want to be sued by Toei or anything like that. So of course they took it down, as well as Overtime they took their stuff down, because even though they hadn't got a letter, they knew they were going to get a letter. So they did kind of like take it all down. Okay, in addition, TV Nippon, similar letters were reportedly received by fellow subgroups KRDL and the new Zect, the letter of whom, which I didn't actually know this actually, specifically provides Portuguese subtitles for each show. I didn't actually realize that it was other sites outside of like America that got them. Notably, fansubbing group Overtime has apparently yet to receive such a letter from Toei, but I know that they did take it down. They said that they didn't want to kind of follow on suit. As of writing, members of the relevant subgroups are currently working to navigate the situation. However, playing these things safe for the time being, TV Nippon has compiled with Toei's request, compiled with it, and removed the specific torrents from the website. So, my kind of thought on this, it does suck. Believe me, it does suck, but I wouldn't want these groups to get sued or even worse, like jail time, whatever. I agree with with what they've done. Like, believe me, I would do the same if I got that letter, rather than kind of risk it. And I've seen people go like, "Oh, I just keep it up." No, at the end of the day, you do not want jail time, and you do not want this. You do not want a big, massive fine because of that. So I understand that they want to take it back. Now, this could be two things that I could normally think of. One, I'll say out the bat, is if the Hasbro split has happened, maybe Toei will then be able to release stuff and be like, hey, guess what? Here is here's the official release, and you can like see this, and that would be the next step. Or Toei really needs to get with the times, and they need to start releasing it. There is a huge thing that people want over here. They want to buy it. If there was a streaming service, they would buy it. Do the whole thing with simulcast where after an hour it's sub. People would buy it. There isn't just just for Japan. People in all parts of the world want to watch this. I would happily pay X amount per month to watch all previous Super Sentai in Blu-ray high def quality. Even Kamen Rider as well, that could be adapted, and this is what we kind of want. We want to make sure that we can watch this. We're heavily invested in Super Sentai as well as Kamen Rider, and we want to keep watching it. I feel like Toei really needs to get behind it. If you don't have a big enough team, maybe employ the people who work at TV Nippon or also Overtime and say, hey, if we pay you X amount, would you sub this for us officially? And then we'll release it as a DVD, and then we'll do it. Reach out to the Portuguese site and stuff like that and say, hey, could you guys help us over here? And start working together rather than take down all these places. Actually work with them. Keep it going with it. It just feels like Toei just wants to be, no more Super Sentai, not for you. You can't watch this. I also kind of feel like this would drop down in sales, and I think a few people sent out on Twitter said, like, would this make you stop buying the merchandise? And for me, I'd stop buying it because I want to see what's in action. I don't want to see some YouTube clip and be like, oh, that's cool. I want to see it in action. I want to see a Morpher. I want to see Zords. I want to do it. And I'm more than happy to spend money on these sorts of things because I want to buy it. I want to, help this grow. But if it gets taken away, fair dues. I just feel that this is a time where, Toei really could jump on this and say, hey, we are going to release official DVDs, Blu-rays. They do it in Japan, but they don't do it worldwide. Or you could work with Shout again and say, hey, kind of really want to work with you. Would you be able to release this? Work with distributions around the world and say, hey, we want to release Super Sentai and Kamen Rider, and release it properly. If that's what I would do. I would work with people and I would say, hey, yeah, we're going to bring it out. If Toei doesn't do this, it just feels to me that it's a really bad mistake and they're missing out on a whole load of money that they could easily put in more stuff and people would buy it. They would buy their official releases, they would buy their favorite seasons. I would buy O-Ranger, I would buy Gokaiger, I would buy series that I want to join in, and then it wouldn't I can't find online anymore to watch. If they release these things as in Gokaiger, O-Ranger properly through Toei, I would buy it in a heartbeat because I'd want to do it. If Shout Factory started up again because they had the license, I would buy it. There is a whole thing that we want. We want to buy these products, but it feels like Toei just doesn't want this, and it's more like, no, only Japan can have these. I know where this all started from. I've seen the tweet, and again, I'm not going to go into it because that is a whole thing, but I have seen the tweet. I've seen what happened. If I have to give a message to stuff, don't want that 5 seconds of, someone praising you and be like, oh, thanks for your work. Don't tell people what's going on because stuff like this can happen and this is bad. Just literally don't tweet out at people. And also don't send hate to people or that have done this. It's just a massive dick move. Just don't just enjoy the medium, enjoy the media. Not saying pirate, but the thing is, when people do pirate, sometimes it leads to sales. That's it. It's just you want to support the official release all the time. Only official release, support the official release. But right, I'm just going there. I think that Toei now has a very big chance of providing even a streaming service. Either go to Crunchyroll, go to whatever, and use it that way for a platform for many people. Because I guarantee you turn around and say Crunchyroll has this, they will have a ton more people going up there. It's a given. We've seen it. We have seen it. A whole library over 45 years, over 50 years for Kamen Rider. Boom, you're sorted. Right. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. What are your thoughts on this? Do you agree that Toei has its right to shut this down? What are your thoughts? Let me know down below in the comments. And if you like this sort of content and you want to see more, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, as well as that cheeky notification bell to be notified for the next video. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in a bit.
チャンネルをサポートしてくれてありがとうございます。チャンネル登録、高評価お願いします。